A pink-haired woman, Madeleine, ambles through a room full of antiques. Her left arm finishes just below the elbow. A long-haired man, Sam, leans on the rear end of a donkey statue. He retrieves a walking stick, then they sit before an antique TV.
Once a man in a museum told me, "You don't have one arm, you're just flying with one wing." I mean, presumably flying in circles. And I hate to say I'm used to it, but I'm used to it. People ask me questions all the time. What happened to you? Which hand do you write with?
And when your disability isn't visible, people make a lot of assumptions, which never goes well. We all know the saying.
And it's funny how weird people get when faced with disability.
I mean, that's not that funny. Because the truth of the matter is that you can acquire a disability at any time. And that's a fact.
It's funny. Disability is such a normal part of being human, but many of us don't really know what disability is.
I mean, that's not that funny.
No, it's not, but if you don't laugh, you cry.
Sam and Madeleine saunter onto a game show set. Sam stands behind a buzzer.
So, Sam, your question is, what is disability exactly? Is it A, asthma, B, low vision, C, neurodivergence,
D, epilepsy, E, migraines, F, anxiety, G, MS, H, dyslexia, I, limited mobility, J, deaf and hard of hearing, K, chronic illness, L, ADHD, N, Down syndrome, O, acquired brain injury, P, Tourette's, Q, cerebral palsy, R, sensory, S, cognitive, T, depression, U, diabetes, V, obsessive compulsive disorder, W, autism, X, muscular dystrophy,
or Y, limb difference? Okay, lock in your answer, Sam. If you think it's Z, all of the above and more, you just won a lifetime of my respect.
Oh, I wanted the luggage.
Our next question is, how should we view disability?
Ooh, something that needs to be fixed.
Oh, not quite right there. Try again.
Something to feel bad about and sorry for.
Oh, no, one last try.
Something to be inspired by, like, wow, I can't believe you get out of bed with one hand. Now I'm ready to take on Everest.
Absolutely not.
Sam strolls in front of Madeleine, then shuts a door in her face. She shoves the door aside.
We're here to flip your thinking to the social model of disability. This
view says that disability occurs when barriers exist because society hasn't thought creatively or flexibly about the diverse needs of a whole population.
But if we get creative, we can break down these barriers.
Barriers can be physical, like stairs.
Or attitudinal, like thinking, I can't play the drums, but then my cousins just duct taped the stick to my arm and I learnt how to play. See, no barriers when you think creatively.
There are 5.5 million people with disability in Australia. We're talented, agile, resilient, and have great hair. Navigating a world that's been designed without us.
Not to mention the fact that we're a massive market of potential customers.
Cheers.
A grid of photos shows people living with disability. Madeleine and Sam raise drinks, then sit on deck chairs and throw beach balls, which are emblazoned with significant words.
What an incredible opportunity for a business to hire from this talent pool. I can only begin to imagine the benefits, like
having a more engaging workplace culture.
A workplace that reflects customers and community. Bye-bye.
Improved brand reputation.
Increased productivity.
Higher employee retention rates.
There must be employees with disability right across Australia making their workplaces thrive and prosper.
They're pelted with beach balls.
It's funny, but no.
No?
No. Half of us are unemployed and many others are underemployed.
That's not funny. Every time you say to me, that's funny, it's not funny. Like, could you stop playing with my emotions, please, and tell me what's going on?
I'll tell you what's going on, Sam.
Go on.
Attitudes. We need employers to think openly and flexibly.
And understand that all of those impacts will positively affect their bottom line. Because companies who hire people with a disability are 4 times more likely to outperform their peers in shareholder returns. And that is a fact, I didn't make that up.
In an old-fashioned office, Sam sits on a yoga ball. Madeleine perches on the desk.
Where does an employer start?
You can start right here. Remove barriers by making your recruitment process accessible and implement workplace adjustments. The most commonly asked for adjustments aren't expensive.
And some can also help others, like how ramps aren't just useful for wheelchair users, they're also helping people who push prams or use crutches, or me after yet another award ceremony. And it's not a hard problem to solve, it just takes a little bit of creative thinking.
Building the disability confidence of your leaders and managers will also help people with disability feel supported to do their best work. Did it?
Sam solved a Rubik's Cube. In a garden, they dig in flower pots. Cartoon flowers bloom.
Most importantly, you need to weed out assumptions. Ask genuine questions about people's access needs and adjustments, not just about their appearance or what happened to them. And please don't ask for my medical information unless you're my doctor.
If you do these things, you'll find yourself growing a healthy, productive, and inclusive culture that also enables career growth for everyone.
And that's not funny, that's fantastic.
At the end of the day, hiring people with disability is a smart business choice. And I know that might be hard to believe coming from two stand-up comedians, but it's true.
All you've got to do is be inclusive. Definitely not as hard as remembering all these lines.
We've got a teleprompter.
Don't tell them that.
Standing before red theatre curtains, they bow theatrically. The logo for the Australian Disability Network appears above the words funded by the Australian Government Department of Social Services. The logo for Inclusively Made includes the words, "This production was created inclusively with people with disability, inclusivelymade.com."